Hello? I have filmed so many videos and then I just never posted them. It's crazy. So, hi. It's been like 50 days or something crazy. I'm so sorry. Things are crazy. Anyway, so I'm here today in a new location. This is my new filming area. It's our like extra room. My mom was here sleeping for a couple days, watching my animals for me because we were out of town for a wedding, but now we are back. So much has been happening. But anyway, today I'm going to try to make this quick because hey girl, because I have a habit of making these videos too long and then starting to edit them and then not editing them all the way and then just giving up. So we're going to talk about the books that I read in May and July, May and June. May and June. So we're going to talk about the books that I've read in May and June. It is now July 3rd, my brother's birthday and my friend Courtney's birthday. Woo! So we're going to see the books that I read and what I thought about them and everything. The first book that I finished in May was 100 Dogs and Counting, One Woman, 10,000 Miles, and A Journey into the Heart of Shelters and Rescues by Kara Sue Achterberg. Let me see what the description is. After nearly a year struggling to find a home for a particular foster dog, Kara begins to wonder how the story ends. When will all the dogs be saved? Even after the 100th foster dog passes through Kara's home, the stream of homeless dogs appears endless. Seized by the need to act, Kara grabs her best friend, fills a van with donations, and heads south to discover what is really happening in the rural shelters where her foster dogs originate. What she discovers will break her heart and compel her to share the story of heroes and villains and plenty of good dogs in the hope of changing the world. From North Carolina, where pit bulls fill the shelters and heartworm rages, to Tennessee, where dogs are left forgotten in pounds, and on to Alabama, where unlikely heroes fight in a state that has largely forsaken its responsibility to its animals, Kara meets the people working on the front lines in this national crisis of unwanted animals. The dogs, the people, and their inspiring stories draw her south again and again in search of answers, and maybe a dog of her own. 100 Dogs and Counting will introduce the reader to many wonderful dogs, from sweet Oreo to quirky Flannery, but also to inspiring people sacrificing personal lives and fortunes to save deserving animals. Join Kara on the rescue road as she follows her heart into the places where too many dogs are forgotten and discovers glimmers of hope that the day is coming where every dog will have a home. This book was very, very, very good. I really liked it. I read her other book last year, Another Good Dog. This is the follow-up to that and talking about like her book tour basically that she turned into like a shelter rescue tour. I really enjoyed this book. I like her. I like the way she writes. I really like her. That was weird. I just like gasped. I highly recommend this book. I think anybody could read it and not be too overwhelmed. I feel like sometimes if you're not like a big animal rescue person, like reading about it is really upsetting. But I feel like for the most part, this is something that you can read and not be too overwhelmed about. There is a part of the book that is hard, even for me. With the dogs with the X's on their crates because they're the ones that are going to die. That's really hard to read. But people need to know about this. Like, this is a problem and people need to know, and there needs to be a solution for it. So anyway, very good book. Highly recommend. Next book. The next book I read was Grow Up, Lucy Zapata by Alexandra Alessandri. This says, this is a middle grade book. A funny, relatable middle school drama about two Colombian American girls who have always been BFFs until 6th grade turns everything upside down. Lucci Zapata is starting middle school, and she's muy excited. She and her two best friends, Cami and Mateo, will finally be at the same school. Lucci and Mateo will be in art class together, and she and Cami can try out for the same soccer team. As long as they're all together, Lucci can handle anything. But Cami's been acting weird ever since she got back from visiting family in Colombia. She's making new, cool friends who just seem mean. And suddenly, everything about Lucci and Mateo is too immature for her. Lucci is determined to help Cami remember how special their friendship is. They have been BFFs their whole lives, and that can't just disappear in a poof of glitter. But what if Cami doesn't even want to be friends anymore? I liked this book. I think I like all these books that I'm talking about, pretty sure. This was a really cute book. I really enjoyed the characters. I enjoyed that they wrote some words in there that were in Spanish, but I liked the way they wrote it, because some books that do that are like, they'll be like, hola, hello, and it's like, nobody says that, you know? But you still get context clues of what the Spanish word means, but they don't over-explain it. So I really liked the way that they incorporated Spanish into this book. I thought it was really good. I can definitely relate too, because I was definitely the one that was immature and not growing up, and it was 6th grade when my best friend from elementary school seemed so grown up and I seemed so immature, and we kind of went our separate ways too, because we were just in two different parts of our lives. So I definitely can relate to this book, and I really liked it. It's cute. The next book that I finished in May is Bye Forever, I Guess by Jody Meadows. This book we got probably in May or in April to our library, and it has been passed around to so many librarians. Like, we've all read this book and we've all loved it. Like, I feel like if you are looking for a middle grade book for anybody to enjoy, I think it would be this one. It definitely feels older than the Lucci Zapata book. That one felt very young. Bye Forever, I Guess, I feel like literally anybody could read this book and enjoy it. It's a very, very good book. So the description is, Ingrid's online persona is more popular than she is. IRL, she's the quiet one, until a wrong number text message offers her a chance at connection. Can this guarded gamer girl lower her shield for a new friend, or more than friend? 13-year-old Ingrid's been living a double life. At school, she's the girl with dead parents, her popular friend Rachel's charity case. In her online fandoms, she can be her own person, one who's constantly talking to her long-distance BFF Lauren, crushing it at her favorite MMORPG, and geeking out over her favorite book series. But when Ingrid stands up to Rachel and starts drama at school, suddenly it feels like she has no life at all and nowhere to sit at lunch, until she gets a wrong number text from another gamer, and everything starts to go right. Guarded, prickly Ingrid isn't quick to trust, but spending time together playing ancient tomes online as Stitches and Traveler makes Ingrid feel like she can lay down her sword of standoffishness. But when she starts to suspect that Traveler may be a student at her school, she faces a difficult choice. Can she open up when getting close to people who have hurt her before? Or is making friends only a fantasy after all? A fresh, funny, and vibrant middle grade debut. This is a debut from New York Times bestselling author Jody Meadows. Bye Forever, I Guess, speaks to the complexity of middle school friendships and friend breakups, and the sense of belonging that comes from finding your people. Warm, witty, and endearingly messy, Ingrid's quest to be herself is sure to resonate in this love letter to geek culture and the healing power of fantasy. I really liked this book. It was very, very good. It was very easy to read. It was a quick read. You wanted to keep reading it. It was so cute. I liked that it was online and like through text and playing video games and stuff. It just felt very relatable, and The characters were very well thought out. You cared about everybody. I really think even people who don't read, I think they would read this and enjoy it. This is like, this is the middle grade fiction that I would suggest to basically anybody. If you have like a middle schooler that doesn't like to read, I recommend giving this book a try. Give it a shot. Or even older, like high schooler can read this too. It's a really cute book. Those are all the books that I finished in May. Now we're going into June, and it's not a lot. And that's okay. It's okay. So the first book that I finished in June is The Dog Sitter by Eva Lesko-Nateo, maybe? From New York Times and USA Today bestselling author Eva Lesko-Nateo. The Dog Sitter is a wry, feel-good romp about a woman whose life has gone sideways, forcing her to take a 30-day dog-sitting job in New York City despite not being a dog person, or a people person, frankly. In this irreverent and insightful story about starting over. Recently divorced, newly evicted, and suddenly strapped, Colleen, I keep saying Colleen because of, Colleen Fitzroy is out of options. She reluctantly agrees to work for her former boss, Massimo Locatelli. I've only heard these words in my head, so I don't know what they actually are supposed to sound like. Editor of Savor magazine, dog-sitting his precious Aldo while he's out of town. At least no one will bother her. That's until an endless parade of New Yorkers arrive unannounced, pulling Colleen into their naughty orbit. As she juggles strangers, a high-maintenance dog, and her unraveling plans, Massimo takes note of her grit. He taps her for his newest venture, which plunges her into Manhattan's rarefied restaurant world, triggering a shameful secret. Colleen is forced to confront the life she's been living, and finally decide if she has the courage to seize the one that's long overdue. Sharp, propulsive, and delightfully offbeat, The Dog Sitter is an irresistible portrayal of one woman's serendipitous awakening, proving it's never too late to start living authentically. I really liked this book. As you can tell, I read very young. It is very rare that I read an adult fiction book, and I really enjoyed this one. I really liked it. I liked Colleen, but also kind of found that she was very stubborn. But it was very relatable. I really liked her. I loved how in the beginning of the story she was like, what do I do with a dog? Like, I can't believe that there are people who sit there and talk to their dog. And then by the end they're like, Aldo, what are we gonna do? And it's like, you're the lady talking to the dog. I just think it was cute that she ended up really enjoying being around the dog, and it was really cute. I really liked it. It's got a lot going on. It's definitely like a well thought out story. It's not just like a little like, kind of surface level. There's a lot to it, and it all wraps up very well. It's very cute. I really liked it. So, there's no romance in it or anything. It's just like a good contemporary fiction book. And I really like it. When did it? Oh, it came out in May. Okay. So, yeah. May 19th. That's Bunny's birthday. Bunny's 11 years old now. I get these books from NetGalley. The books that aren't out yet. They're advanced reader copies that I apply to read, and they either accept or deny. I think I've only been denied once, and it was by R.L. Stine, and I felt personally offended by that. But anyway, I read these books because I am a youth services librarian, so I can order these books or recommend them to people or whatever. It helps me with my job, but also I like reading. So I like being able to read books that aren't out yet. So it's kind of like beneficial all the way around. So a lot of these books that I read before they're out. And the author of this book emailed me back and was like, because I posted my 5-star review, and she was like, "Oh my God, thank you so much." And it's like, that's just nice. It's just nice, you know. But yeah, this is a really good book. I really liked this one. Next is Left on Red by Marissa Eller. This is not yet published. This isn't out until August 11th. In this rivals to lovers rom-com from Marissa Eller, overachiever Murphy wants one thing: to be the top student in her school. So when a student who could beat her turns up, she tries to keep her eyes on her own paper and off this infuriatingly perfect boy. School is everything to Murphy, literally everything, since she missed out on all of the traditional high school things in pursuit of academic success. Her senior year is going to be perfect, and so is she, because she's pushing herself to her physical and mental limit. All she needs to do is ignore her mounting anxiety, which is probably clinical. La la la. But Hayes, her ultra smart, ultra annoying rival for valedictorian, is making her year far less perfect than she imagined. He's after that top spot, and he doesn't care who he has to shove aside. But when Murphy and Hayes are paired up for a group project on student mental health, Murphy discovers that he might be the only one who understands what she's going through. The burnout, the self-doubt, the unrelenting grind. Together they can stand up to the pressures of academia, family, and the way most traveled if they partner up in more ways than one. This one I did like. It's like a YA fiction. I did like this, but I felt like there were a couple things that were not true. But when a student who could beat her turns up, they've always been in school together. So it's not like he turned up. Like they have always been rivals. And then also they didn't really pair up for the group project until really later on in the story. They really met because they were both in like a dual enrollment situation. So they were in a college class, and that's when they really got to spend time together and pair up. So like the description is a little like not really, which is interesting, but I did like it. I liked the characters. I didn't love Murphy. Like, Hayes wasn't really doing anything. He was just kind of existing, and Murphy was just, his existence was like personally offensive to her, which I can get, but also it's like, well, he's not doing anything. Like, I just think it was kind of interesting how she was like, my arch nemesis, and he's just like literally sitting there. I love an enemies to lovers situation. I think it was really cute. I liked the way it ended. But I wouldn't, it's not something that I would like, you have to read this, you know? But it's a cute little YA book. If you got a couple days, you know, to just flip through it, it's a good book. Yeah, this is in a weird order. Okay, so The Dog Sitter is the latest book that I finished. The Healers of Harlem I read after Left on Red. So I read Bye Forever, I Guess, Left on Red, The Healers of Harlem, and then The Dog Sitter. But this is like in a weird order. Anyway, the final book that I'm talking about is The Healers of Harlem, The Black Women Who Changed Medicine Forever by Nina Cheetah. This is not yet published. It comes out August 25th. The book description is, for fans of Hidden Figures, an amazing history of Harlem Hospital with particular emphasis on the pioneering work done by Black women. The story of the Harlem Hospital is entwined with the history of desegregation and the civil rights movement. In this unique interdisciplinary history, Cheetah chronicles the Harlem Hospital from its beginnings as a small hospital in the late 19th century to its present as a world-class medical facility. She focuses on 4 Black women who were instrumental in the long struggle to demolish racist barriers in the hospital and overcome anti-Black bias against its work after integration. Cheetah spent years doing interviews and I can't read, and painstaking archival research, and the book features many previously unpublished primary sources which she skillfully weaves into a story of personal and collective struggle and triumph. Science writer and artist Nina Chida tells the story of Harlem Hospital from its founding to the day the hospital saved MLK after an assassination attempt to the present day. A talented author known for her portraits of women in STEAM on Instagram, Nina.draws.scientists. Cheetah's two-color illustrations will be featured throughout. This was fantastic. I am not a big history person at all. I don't know history. I didn't even know that MLK had an assassination attempt before his actual assassination. I had no idea that that happened. But this book was incredible. It was told in such a fantastic way that kept you engaged the entire time. You heard from these four women, and you felt a connection with them. It was so good. So it's definitely a juvenile nonfiction book, but I think anybody would enjoy it. I love that it was written like a story. I am very impressed with juvenile nonfiction nowadays because a lot of them are way better than they used to be. It's not just a book full of charts and facts. They have really done a lot of good in juvenile nonfiction to make them read like something that you would want to pick up and read. And this one was definitely one of them where I would love to, just pick it up and read it. It was really, really good, very informational and very interesting. So if you have a kid that is a history buff or just maybe someone who wants to be a doctor or someone just interested in medicine or anything like that, this is a fantastic book and I really recommend it. So those are all the books that I finished. I did hit my goal. My original reading challenge goal for 2026 was 12. It's doing its little confetti because I upped it to 20 and I have hit 20 books. So that's very exciting. So I've read 20 books. I was thinking about making my new goal 50, but that seems like a lot. I don't know. We're over halfway done with the year. So I'm a little worried about upping my goal to 50, but it would be really cool if I did that. So maybe, and you don't have to hit every goal. It's just a goal. It's just something to look forward to, whatever. Anyway, the books that I'm currently reading are Drop Dead Handsome by Matthew Hubbard. Is this one out yet? This is also from, nope, December. Wow. This one isn't out until December 22nd. I am currently reading this one, which is YA, so I'll read this description for this one. A heartwarming and hilarious YA romance about the high-stakes world of pageantry and the beauty of first love. Perfect for fans of rom-coms by Casey McQuist. I don't know who that is. Parker Ryland has always been the master of his own destiny, meticulously planning his escape from his small town. But when he's told that his college application is boring, he is thrown for a loop. Parker may be many things, but boring is not one of them. So Parker applies to his school's Miss Spirit pageant to spice up his application and challenge himself and the town's antiquated gender ideals. Pageant life in southern Tennessee is intense enough without the nerdy but undeniably charming student body president, Dean, offering to give Parker a crash course in pageantry. As the two get closer, Parker's carefully constructed plans begin to unravel. And then someone starts sabotaging Parker, threatening not only his chance at the crown, but his future. As paint splatters and sparks fly, Parker learns that sometimes the best way to win is to play and love by your own rules. It says that I am 45% done with this book. It's cute so far. I like it. Parker is a little annoying, but it's fine. I do like it. It's cute. It's cute. I'm reading that one, and hello? I'm reading another book. Where's that other book? Level Up for Love by Lenora Woods. And this is not out until September 8th. So this says, forced together for a new D&D campaign, sparks fly as two former college rivals clash both in and out of the game in this blend of contemporary second chance romance and fantasy from the author of Roll for Romance. I didn't know that she already had another book about D&D, but she does. In college, Regan Riley and Wesley Locke were constantly at each other's throats, competing to be the best in their video game design program, until their unexpected hookup and Wesley's sudden disappearance following it severed their ties for good. 6 years later, Regan has set aside her game design dreams, opting instead to stay close to her family in Connecticut and channeling her creative energy into D&D. When her long-standing group falls apart, she and her sister join their local game store's new advanced campaign, only to find the demanding dungeon master at the helm is none other than Wesley. In the game, he is Vadrian, a merciless, power-hungry vampire lord, and Regan is Syndra, the sword-wielding lady knight who will stop at nothing to cut him down. When a game design opportunity opens up in the real world, Regan and Wesley find themselves undoubtedly pitted against each other. But as their buried spark reignites and Regan starts to question why Wesley left all those years ago, can they find a way to play nice, and are they playing for more than just to win? I am loving this book so far. I am like halfway through, and I love it. I'm reading it on my Kindle, which is super fun, and I adore it. I really, really like it so far. It is slightly similar to the other one of like enemies to lovers kind of thing, but we're not at the lovers yet. We're still like enemy territory, which I really like. I like that it's not like automatically throwing in there like sometimes it can be a little too quick. Those are the two that I'm reading right now. They are very good. We'll see what I can get done this month. Hopefully I can read those and more. I guess I'm officially upping my goal to 50. Wish me luck. Okay, well, I'm going to stop talking so that way I can actually edit this one and put it up. Okay, bye.